Archangel Michael says, I'm begging you to open this now. Something shocking will happen in your house tonight. Open this urgently. Archangel Michael says, I'm begging you to open this now. He does not shout, but the words cut like a blade through shadow. His voice arrives with the clang of celestial armor, echoing through the veil that separates time from eternity. The scent of frankincense clings to the air. His tone carries the weight of heaven, and he speaks now because the moment has arrived. This is not an ordinary hour. This is the 10th hour after prayer. This is the midnight moment. This is the hinge of spiritual history in your household. Archangel Michael does not speak often to the open world. His messages are sealed for the watchful, the willing, the ones who have been restless but didn't know why. And tonight, you have been summoned. Not everyone will hear this. This word is not for the curious. It is for the chosen. It is whispered into the souls that have been leaning forward in silence, waiting for confirmation that what they've been sensing is not just emotion, but prophecy. Heaven is watching your house tonight. Yes, your house. Not some temple in a far-off land. Not a sanctuary built by priestly hands, but the place where your keys hang, the hallway where your child walks, the room where you lay your head. Something is about to be revealed there, and it will not knock. It will arrive on the breath of silence and disturb what has been too still for too long. Michael speaks to the sensitive, to the ones willing to stop breathing just to hear. Pause. Yes, pause now. Even your breath must bow to this moment. You may feel it already, the flicker of a flame bending toward the unseen, a door shifting without cause, a picture frame trembling on the wall. These are not accidents. These are signals. Small signs that something larger and invisible is drawing near. Tonight, your obedience holds a weight in the spirit. If you open this message now, a reversal will begin, one that shifts generational pain, dismantles unseen warfare, and sets the tone for the months ahead. But if you scroll past, if you delay, the consequence is not punishment but postponement, and you've waited long enough already. There are watchers in your home, beloved, some seen, some not, and they do not all tell the truth. What they conceal will be exposed if you will listen. What was whispered in shadow will be dragged into light. Open the message. Do not scroll past. This is for those who will answer now. Type I receive this warning in the comments if you're still reading. Lesson code 333 has just entered your atmosphere. Listen closely now. The hourglass has turned, and the grains fall fast. Here is a sound in the spirit, a low chime that echoes between the veils of realms. A whisper heard only by those whose ears are anointed for urgency. The Archangel has stepped forward. His feet land not on soil, but on the threshold between this world and the next. His voice does not ring like human speech. It vibrates like brass meeting storm, like rain cracking pavement, like a sword drawn from eternity. And he speaks now. In the next 2 hours, before sunrise, something will shift inside your home. Mark this moment. Anchor it. It is no coincidence you are reading this right now. This message is not an algorithm. This is alignment. This is orchestration from the throne room of God. For Michael, commander of the heavenly host, moves only when the battle is ripe and the time is sealed. And tonight, he says, the hour is upon you. This is not a dream. This is not metaphor. This is not spiritual poetry. This is a command sealed in heavenly courts. By the authority of Michael, by the will of the one who watches from the throne, this warning comes. It is not for your entertainment. It is not for passive reading. It is an invitation, it is a summons. You must take a posture now. Do not read this while multitasking. Stop. Bow your head. Turn your phone face down for 3 seconds. Close your eyes. Breathe in. Feel how the air has changed. There is weight in this message. It is descending upon your room like a mantle, like a divine inspection. I'm breaking into your noise, Michael says, because heaven cannot wait. He does not wait for convenience. He does not wait for your schedule. This word will pass over the distracted. It will bypass the scrollers. But to the one who obeys quickly, to the one whose hands tremble in expectation, to the one who knows the stillness before the storm, this is for you. You have been chosen while sitting in an ordinary house. A kitchen chair. A bedroom light. A hallway where silence lingers. But heaven is not bound by grandeur. The God of all things moves through simple thresholds, and tonight, He has sent Michael to stand watch. A hidden thing will speak, Michael whispers. A name will echo, a secret will love, a picture will tell. You may already know what I'm speaking of. The odd moment. The thing you dismissed. The pull in your spirit you couldn't explain. That was heaven knocking. Tonight, it will push the door open. You. Yes, you. The one reading this with heavy hands. The one who almost didn't click. The one who felt like giving up this week. The one with eyes that burn but refuse to weep. Michael says, "Open now. I am already in the room." If you do not listen, if you delay, what was meant to be restored will remain sealed. But if you obey, if you respond now, angelic protection will be stationed at your door like a flaming sword. This is not fear-mongering. This is rescue. This is a supernatural intervention dressed as a midnight whisper. Many will ignore it. You must not. Not all angels speak to men. Must move unseen. But this one, this message, hath been entrusted directly to Michael. And he has come not to warn only, but to defend. Let us pray. Archangel Michael, great commander of God's armies, stand at the threshold of this reader's house. Let your sword defend. Let your trumpet awaken. Let your wings overshadow every room. If there is danger, block it. If there is deception, expose it. If there is delay, reverse it. Seal this house with holy fire. Let tonight be the night of reversal. Amen. Type "I am protected" in the comments if you are still reading. Blessing code 777 is now activated over your household. There has been something unsettled in your home, hasn't there? A subtle, eerie unrest. A tension you could not name. A hallway that feels longer than usual. A room that breathes differently when no one is in it. The air feels thicker in certain corners, and your sleep has been fractured, even haunted. This is not your imagination. This is a disruption. And it didn't start tonight. It's been building. Confusion has tried to take residence. Sleeplessness has curled like smoke beneath your doors. There's been an invisible stirring, not loud but persistent. You've walked past something and felt watched. You've entered rooms and forgotten why. And somewhere deep inside you, a voice has whispered, something is off. Michael now confirms what you suspected but dared not say aloud. There is a spiritual eavesdropper in your household. Not flesh and blood. Not fully visible. But real. There is a gossiping spirit in the walls, something that repeats half-truths, that stirs up misunderstanding, that thrives on the unfinished sentence and the unexplained silence. Have you noticed it? Conversations that feel strange. Compliments that come with a hook. Loved ones' eyes darting away, as if guarding something. People speaking softly when you leave the room. The way a door is left ajar, though you know you closed it. A photo turned face down. A hallway light that flickers only when a certain name is mentioned. This is not paranoia. This is prophetic disturbance. There are watchers, some human, some not, who gather pieces of truth but miss the heart of the matter. They know fragments, but not the full plan. Their whispers sow confusion. Your silence invites suspicion. They are being stirred, not by you but by what heaven is preparing for you. Inside you, there has been a growing void. Dreams looping. Calling. Flying. Rising, and then vanishing. Something is trying to alert you. Your own spirit is sounding the alarm. And tonight, Michael comes to validate that unrest. Look at the patterns. A neighbor who smiles too long. A friend whose flattery feels like surveillance. A relative whose visits leave you drained, not filled. This is not to accuse, it is to awaken. Even your physical space is testifying. Keys you couldn't find suddenly appear where you already looked. A familiar scent enters the room, though no one is home. A voice on the phone that sounded like them but wasn't. Beloved, the battle is not only emotional, it is dimensional. There are spiritual agents assigned to observe your house right now. Some come with messages. Others come with manipulation. Some arrive as peace. Others as counterfeit light. Michael wants you to know, you are not crazy. You're being awakened. You're being alerted. This is divine interference, not human suspicion. You've noticed a distance growing between people in your home. Trust has thinned like old thread. Words come out sideways. Children ask strange questions as if led by another voice. You feel you're walking through fog. What if your restlessness is not a flaw, but a prophetic gift? What if the oddities are not random, but orchestrated warnings? What if you are not being attacked? You are being summoned. Michael says, not all that smiles is friend, not all that is silent is asleep. Let that sink in. This is not about accusing others. It's about protecting what heaven has marked inside your walls. Before midnight strikes, keep watch for one specific sign. It may be small, subtle, almost laughable. But you will know it when it happens. A candle that won't stay lit. A drawer that opens by itself. A chill in one corner of the room. When it comes, mark it. That is your sign that heaven is present and speaking. Keep it. Loaded. Do not dismiss it. Type I am alerted in the comments if this word resonates with you. Prophetic blessing code 414 is now unlocking the hidden things around you. If this message has struck something deep in your spirit, it means this isn't just a video. It's a divine assignment. When you give through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description. You're not giving to a platform. You're sowing into souls. You're fueling the fire that delivers breakthrough to homes around the world. Your oil flows where the altar is honored. The harvest is linked to the seed. Give, and it will be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That's not a verse, that's a promise God is speaking over you right now. I feel it in my spirit. Some of you are ready to help carry this mission further. I'm asking you directly, step into this moment. So with urgency. Respond like heaven is watching. To those who give, I declare, may your house experience a reversal within 7 days. May doors unlock that no man can shut. May Michael defend your threshold and overflow follow your obedience. Go now. Give with boldness, not delay. The heavens are moving. Join the movement. Walk in the blessing. You must now see with spirit eyes, for what appears as relational chaos in your house is not random, not merely emotional, and certainly not trivial. What you are experiencing is not just tension. It is not just a bad week or strange behavior from loved ones. No, this is spiritual testing. This is heaven's refining fire moving through your household like a whisper, like a sword, like a scalpel, not to destroy, but to reveal. Listen closely. The betrayal, the tension, the confusion, it is not a punishment. It is preparation. It is not about who said what or who stayed silent. It is about what heaven is drawing out. You are being sifted, not for abandonment, but for promotion. Archangel Michael speaks again, this time with fire in his breath and steel in his voice. What looks like division is divine separation. What feels like delay is divine protection. What stings like betrayal is holy exposure. Do not mistake this season. Do not name it wrongly. You are in a heavenly inspection. Your home has been marked as a vessel, a temple, and now the walls are being searched. Every crevice, every memory, every unspoken word. The conflict is not just horizontal. It is not just between you and them. It is vertical. Heaven is watching. Angels are observing. Assignments are being written. Decrees are being examined. There are documents in the spirit realm with your name on them, and your reactions in this hour are determining the outcome of what gets sealed. Haste and humility equal protection. Pride and reaction prolong the conflict. Michael says, "Stand down, warrior, for your name is written in the book, and no accusation can remove what I have sealed." Yes, there are agents of chaos that have been trying to provoke you, to get a reaction, to make you fight with words, to make you prove your value. But heaven is not interested in your defense. Heaven is interested in your alignment. Some of what you're feeling is the weight of divine surveillance. But this is not the surveillance of condemnation. This is not intrusion. This is not punishment. This is protection. Heaven is watching the small injustices, the moments of misunderstanding, the words spoken behind your back. Nothing is missed. Nothing is wasted. God is keeping receipts, and He will balance every scale. Look at your house again, not as a collection of walls, but as a temple, a place of sacrifice, a sanctuary of destiny. You are not just enduring hardship. You are being consecrated. The strange disruptions, the silence between family members, the unspoken tension. These are not dysfunctions. They are divine disturbances meant to bring to light what has been hidden for too long. Even your past is being touched in this moment. Old debts, old wounds, unresolved prayers. The light is shining on every corner. Not to shame, not to punish, but to restore. Heaven cannot promote what is not first purified. Are you listening? Michael leans in and asks, where have you compromised? What have you tolerated in silence that heaven is now confronting in the open? What unresolved words have you left to God that now echo in your house like unanswered prayers? Your trial is not random. It is tailored, designed specifically to bring you into a higher level of clarity, authority, and testimony. And that's why it hurts, not because you are forgotten, but because you are important. The pressure you feel is not from the enemy alone. It is the tension of being called higher. So listen. The one causing pain may be a person, or it may be a spirit behind a person. Do not focus on them. Focus on the plot beneath the surface. This is about your calling. This is about your legacy. This is about what you are being positioned to carry. Heaven is not punishing you. Heaven is preparing to vindicate you. Michael's sword is drawn. Heaven's scale is tilting. Justice is in motion. You are not going backward. You are being positioned. Type I am being promoted in the comments if you receive this. Blessing code 2288 is now surrounding your elevation. Now hear me clearly. Within 72 hours, the temperature in your home will rise, not with heat, but with spiritual tension. What you've been sensing in whispers is about to swell into a moment of manifestation. This is no longer just a spiritual warning. This is the opening act of confrontation. And tonight, yes, tonight, is the first strike of it. You must not be asleep in your spirit. You must not walk blind into what's coming. The lines are being drawn. The atmosphere is shifting, and something is about to be revealed. Perhaps quietly, perhaps violently, but certainly supernaturally. Michael speaks with urgent force. The household has been marked for movement, and those hiding in the shadow must now be exposed. There are conversations happening behind closed doors, and I speak not only of humans, but spirits. The birds that whisper, plot, distort, and prepare. There is a reshuffling of energies in your space. Objects are being moved. Thoughts are being planted. Decisions are being rehearsed in the dark. People in your life may be acting oddly, but don't be distracted by personalities. Look for the pressure behind their actions. There is something putting, something manipulating, something agitating. It is unseen, but it is not undetected. Some of you have already noticed it. The rearranged items on your table. A door that opens and doesn't close properly. A strange light in the hallway. A phone call that doesn't make sense. And for some, there will be signs that seem irrational. A drawer opening by itself. A picture falling from the wall. A pet reacting to something invisible. Heaven says, these are not coincidences. These are cues. The pressure will increase like a hen tightening around comfort. Rest will be interrupted. Sleep may be shallow. Emotion will spike. People may become strangely defensive or passive-aggressive. These are not just moods. They are spiritual reactions to what heaven is stirring in your house. But here is the key. This moment is not about panic. It is about precision. Michael is warning you not to stir fear, but to activate clarity. You must not retaliate. You must not overreact. The plot depends on your reaction, and your silence will be your sword. The accuser wants you to break alignment by responding in flesh. Do not take the bait. There is one preparing to confront you. This confrontation may be human. It may be spiritual. It may come through an argument, a text message, a subtle accusation, or an intense silence. Whatever it is, when it arrives, do not respond with heat. Respond with stillness. This is not your battle, it is Michael's. Tonight, watch for your sign. It may be small, but it will carry weight. A door opening. A photograph falling. A dream that names a person. A breeze that smells like rain at the wrong hour. These are signs that the spiritual confrontation has begun. And when it comes, and it will come, stand still. Call the name of Michael. Speak not in fear but in authority. Light a candle if you must. Stand at the threshold of your door and declare, only what heaven allows may pass this line. Let the confrontation come, but let it find you covered. Let it find you calm. Let it find you unmoved. Michael says, when you see it, do not answer the bait. Stand still and call my name. Type "I will stand still" in the comments if you hear this word in your spirit. Blessing code 9090 and now shielding your threshold. Be still. Not because you are helpless, but because heaven fights when you don't. Stillness is not weakness. It is strategy. It is alignment. It is the posture that summons angelic warfare. Archangel Michael stands at the gate of your home now, sword unsheathed, armor clashing like thunder behind a veil you cannot see. His command to you is not to wrestle, but to watch. Not to panic, but to prepare. The enemy wants to stir a reaction. Heaven is instructing a response. Tonight is not for battle. It is for positioning. It is for sealing. It is for closing every gate that has been left cracked, every window left ajar in the spirit, every doorway that has silently invited in what should have never been welcomed. Now is the time to secure the perimeter, both physical and spiritual. Close every door. Lock every window. Turn on a light in your main room, not for fear, but as a sign. A declaration that light now governs this house. You are saying to the unseen realm, I know what you are. I know who defends me. And I take dominion under heaven's covering. Then, speak aloud, clearly, without doubt, in the name of Michael, I receive protection. In the name of the Holy One, I seal this house. Every corner, every room, every bed, every threshold. No spirit shall enter that is not sent by heaven. Now breathe. Slow and controlled. Refuse the spirit of anxiety that wants to rise in your chest. This is not your burden. This is your surrender. Heaven is not asking you to fix the battle. Heaven is asking you to prepare the altar. Let your obedience speak louder than your fear. Speak no gossip tonight. Let no whisper of fear pass through your lips. Fear is a transmitter. It opens doors. Silence is a shield. Stillness is a weapon. If you must speak, let it be praise. If you must move, let it be in reverence. If you feel the weight of pressure, say this breath prayer, Michael, Stand guard. I open what heaven opens. I shut what heaven shuts. This is your spiritual password, your code of alignment. Tonight, avoid confrontation. Do not provoke. Do not argue. Observe. Withdraw. Let heaven reveal who acts strange, who flinches at peace, who carries agitation not born from the moment. Do not expose them. Heaven will. Place a bowl of salt near your main entrance. A prophetic act, a sign of cleansing and preservation. Leave one lamp on as a declaration of continual light. And before you lay down to sleep, set a phone alarm at 3:00 a.m., not to wake, but as a spiritual guard. A heavenly tap on the shoulder to remind your spirit that even in rest, you are under watch. Do this with faith, not superstition. These are not rituals for fear. These are prophetic instructions under divine command. Before sleep, write your full name on a piece of paper. Fold it once. Speak over it. I am sealed. I am hidden. I am favored. Place it under your pillow. This is not magic. This is a token of agreement, a sign to heaven and hell alike that you belong to the Lord, and His armies encamp around you. If you live with others, invite them to gather. Speak briefly. Anoint your doorways, even with water if oil is not available. Place your hands on the front door and declare, no spirit may cross this bloodline. This home is sealed by fire, guarded by angels, watched by Michael. And now, let there be peace. A peace that surpasses understanding. A peace that signals to the spirit realm that this home is not unattended. That this house has heard the warning and responded. Michael speaks once more. I station my sword where you cannot see. Keep your heart quiet. Watch what I do. Type "My house is sealed" in the comments if this word reached your household. Lesson code 4477 is now activated at your doors. Now that the gates are sealed, now that the sword has been stationed, now that the watchers have been warned, you must rise. No more drinking. No more questioning if this is for you. No more second-guessing what heaven has already confirmed. You were never meant to stay in fear. You were never meant to simply survive the shaking. You were meant to stand inside the shaking and come out anointed. This night is not only a warning, it is a transition. And Michael says, now that I've covered you, it is time for you to uncover who you really are. You have been walking in borrowed identity, wearing the garments of insecurity, dressed in the shame of old seasons. But that ends now. The warfare has revealed something. You are not who they thought you were. You are not who the enemy assumed you'd remain. You are a threat now. A gatekeeper. A warrior in waiting. A vessel being carved by fire. A chosen one whose atmosphere commands attention in the unseen realm. Your survival was never in question, but your awakening was. Now that you are awake, the enemy has no resting place in your home. What was meant to oppress you has been transformed into your training ground. Every delay produced discernment. Every betrayal birthed strategy. Every silent night forged deeper roots. You thought you were breaking, but you were being built. Imagine this, a cracked stone in your hand, heavy and seemingly useless. You kneel down to set it aside, but suddenly, you see it shift. It slides into position. It doesn't fall. It locks into place. And now you realize this wasn't rubble, it was foundation. That's what your wounds have become. They are now the ground beneath your rising. Do you feel the shift? The heaviness is lifting. The fog is clearing. What you thought was resistance was actually refinement. What you called delay was divine distancing, not to isolate you but to separate you, to call you apart, to raise you up. You don't need to chase people who left. You need to steward the elevation they were never assigned to handle. Michael speaks again. Stretch your wings, for dawn is here. You are no longer hidden. You are being revealed. You are fireproof, refined, wetted, not for applause but for assignment. You must walk differently now. Speak with measured confidence. Move with intention. Let your stillness speak louder than noise. You are not at war, you are at watch. You are not a victim. You are a vessel. You are not confused, you are called. If you are ready to walk in power, do this. For the next 7 days, speak aloud a declaration each morning. Let your voice establish the atmosphere. Say, I walk in alignment. I carry authority. I am protected, promoted, and positioned. Fast from complaint. Fast from worry. Fast from needing to know everything. Let silence be your sanctuary. Give heaven 10 minutes each morning. Oh, it into just stillness. Just obedience. Just availability. And in that silence, you will hear whispers that sound like thunder, directions that shift timelines. You'll notice favor returning, not forced, but magnetic. People aligning with your purpose. Opportunities resurfacing. Clarity replacing confusion. The power you were promised is arriving on schedule. But remember, empowerment is not for pride. It is for stewardship. Walk with wisdom. Guard your tongue. Keep your hands clean. What is coming to you must be protected by how you carry it. Now speak this. What was stolen will be returned. What was meant to crush me will become my platform. I am not who I was. I am becoming what God has written. You are no longer under observation. You are under commission. Walk in it. Speak like it. Live like it. Type I am rising in the comments if you receive this mantle. Blessing code 3030 is now breaking over your old limitations. This is the moment where shadows lift, where the fog that clouded your spirit begins to part. You were never under attack merely to suffer. You were under pressure because something divine was waiting to be unlocked. Michael now reveals the deeper truth. This was never punishment, this was unlocking. Yes, the betrayal hurt. Yes, the silence wounded. Yes, the atmosphere in your home hath been strange and unsettling. But now you must hear the prophetic truth. What felt like chaos was surgical precision from heaven. Every strange event, every unspoken tension, every flicker of light or photo that fell, they were all part of an invisible key turning in the lock of your destiny. Heaven hasn't forgotten you. Heaven has been preparing a revelation that could only be released through fire. God does not waste battles. He does not allow shaking for the sake of fear. He allows it to dislodge what has been blocking your next level. And this disruption in your house, this strange midnight energy, this sudden pull in your chest, it's not emotional disturbance. It is destiny in motion. Michael says you thought this was about survival. You thought this was about clearing darkness. But no, this was about crowning light. This was about revealing who you are. This was about uncovering the root of authority you've been carrying without realizing it. You are not a casualty of conflict. You are the carrier of clarity. Your house has not been attacked at random. The warfare has been precisely timed. The enemies that rose were not accidental. The conversations, the drama, the subtle spiritual weight, they were provoked by the timing of your unveiling. Because when destiny knocks, everything in the room shifts. Let me declare it clearly. This moment is your hinge. This is the night that separates the before and the after. This is the threshold where what was locked up for years is suddenly in reach. And yes, the pain of the process was intense. But the unlocking is unstoppable now. The Spirit of the Lord says, you will not be the same after this. You will not walk the same. You will not pray the same. You will not be viewed the same. For I have marked you in the midnight and sent my angel to guard your gate. Watch for signs in the coming days, not just dreams or strange movements, but real-life manifestations. A sudden phone call that reopens a door. An apology you never expected. A job offer. A breakthrough in someone close to you. A child saying something they couldn't possibly know. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Michael speaks once more with thunder in his voice. Your name has been read aloud in the courts of heaven. Your ledger has been cleared. Your next season is no longer pending. It is being activated. Prophetic signs are already forming in your life. A door opening into unexpected favor. Chains that once held you melting like wax. A spiritual ledger once filled with loss now marked paid in full. You are not forgotten. You are not delayed. You are being launched. And now, speak aloud this prophetic declaration. I receive the unlocking. I agree with heaven. I say yes to what has been revealed. And know this. Every tear was collected. Every prayer whisper was written down. Every unspoken ache was heard in heaven's court. You are not just restored. You are reestablished. Type I am unlocked in the comments if this word resonates in your spirit. Blessing code 5511 is now opening the doors that were once sealed. If this prophetic word has unlocked something deep within you, if you know this message was hand-delivered by heaven into your house, then this is your moment to respond. You are not sowing into a voice. You are sowing into victory, into deliverance, into the very words that are shaking the gates of delay and unlocking destinies. The anointing that flows here must be stewarded, and your generosity is the oil that keeps this fire burning across homes worldwide. Heaven responds to sacrifice. Heaven honors the givers who say, let this word reach one more soul like me. This is not charity. This is covenant. God is saying right now, bring the seed to the altar, and I will multiply it in the very area you need breakthrough. Whether through YouTube Super Thanks, membership, or through the PayPal link in the description. Act now, not later. To everyone who gives, I declare a divine unlocking over your finances, your home, and your relationships. May what you release return as rivers of oil, gates of favor, and showers of unexpected answers. Don't hesitate. Sow into the soil that fed your spirit. Heaven is waiting, and blessing is chasing you. Now comes the turning. Now comes the command that does not ask, but declares. The moment you have been prepared for is no longer waiting at the edge of tomorrow. It is knocking at your door now, demanding a response, not just with emotion, but with motion. Heaven is no longer whispering. Heaven is activating. Archangel Michael speaks with the voice of divine command. Heaven waits for your yes. Do not be passive. Do not delay. The scroll has been opened, and your name is on it. The last hours have not been random signs. They have been prophetic signals sent to alert your soul that the season of hiding is over. What hath been shaken is not simply falling apart. It has been realigning to prepare you for the release of destiny. You are not merely a survivor of household chaos. You are anointed for alignment. And with that anointing comes responsibility. Destiny does not activate by emotion alone. It activates when a chosen one says, yes, and moves in obedience. What God has shown you is only a glimpse of the full measure, but what you do right now will determine how fast and how far the doors swing open. Speak this aloud, not as a hope, but as a heavenly agreement. I say yes to my next level. Let every principality hear it. Let every generational curse tremble at the sound of it. Let every watcher that has doubted your obedience flee at the declaration. This is not a casual yes. This is a covenant yes. Within the next 7 days, you must make one bold move in the physical realm. It doesn't have to be loud, but it must be clear. Heaven honors clarity in action. Whether it is making a phone call you've avoided, forgiving someone who hurt you, applying to something you feared, resigning from something you've outgrown, or publicly stating what God has put in your spirit, do it. Obedience is not a feeling. Obedience is movement. Michael says, what you do on earth this week will echo in the courts of heaven. The delay is broken when you step. Build a simple altar in your room. A journal. A stone. A lit candle. A verse printed and framed. Something tangible. Something physical. Something you pass by every day that reminds your spirit, I said yes. I'm not going back. Let that place be your point of agreement for the next 21 days. Declare over it every morning, I walk in alignment. I receive clarity. I steward my blessing. And track the signs. Write down what you sense. Write down what happens. Keep 2 columns, what God promised and what I obeyed. You will be surprised how quickly the evidence will arrive. And when resistance comes, and it will, remember this. Setbacks are not denials. They are signs that breakthrough is near. Heaven is serious about your agreement. Not just in prayer. In movement. In steps. In silence. In declarations. God is not asking you to run. He's asking you to align. Every time you act, you announce, I am ready for what was written. Michael has already guarded the gate. Now you must walk through it. Invite one trusted voice into your journey. Not to convince them, but to seal your covenant in community. Prophetic acts in public places create spiritual momentum. Say it. Speak it. Step into it. Let this final command ring in your soul. Rise now. Heaven is waiting for your yes. This is not a motivational phrase. It is a royal decree. The King has summoned you. The Archangel has cleared the path. The heavens are in alignment. Type ISAYYS in the comments if you feel this call pulling on your spirit. Blessing code 8181 is now unlocking heavenly assignments in your name. There is something happening behind the veil right now. Something silent, something sacred, something seismic in its consequence. While your eyes rest and your voice falls silent, heaven does not sleep. In the depths of the spirit realm, a divine exchange is taking place. A courtroom not made of stone or wood, but of radiant glory, is now in session, and your name has been brought forth. Can you feel it? The atmosphere around you has shifted again. It's not loud. It's not chaotic. It's deliberate. This is the phase where the warfare quiets and the negotiations begin. Michael has not left. He stands now at the edge of the spiritual chamber, sword pointed downward in reverence. Round him, scrolls are being opened. Tokens are being counted. What was stolen is being weighed. What was delayed is being measured. Heaven is calculating restoration. And you, even as you sleep, are the center of the transaction. While your soul groans in restlessness, angels are in motion. They are not merely observing. They are interceding. They are retrieving promises. They are reversing verdicts. They are reclaiming inheritances. You don't see them, but their presence is real. One stands near your name, holding a seal. Another presents evidence from your obedience. And across the room, a once lost promise is being lifted into the light again. The enemy accused you. You whispered lies in dark corridors of your mind. He pointed to your failures. He replayed your silence. But God, the righteous judge, speaks now and says, I have seen the pressing, and I declare the release. While you sleep, heaven speaks. While you cry, heaven records. While you worship, heaven writes. This is the silent exchange, the sacred shifting of burdens into blessings, of loss into restitution, of closed doors into open scrolls. It cannot be rushed. It cannot be faked. It is birthed in obedience and sealed in silence. Some of the signs you will soon see: a message from someone long gone, a bill forgiven, a misplaced object returned, a favor extended you did not ask for. These are not random. These are receipts from the courtroom of heaven. Earth will only witness the evidence, but you will know the exchange that took place in secret. Michael declares, the fire you walked through has purchased the oil you now carry. You will not walk empty. You will not walk without recompense. There is legal language in the spirit. Scrolls stamp. Decrees sign. Promises that have been delayed because of unrepented doors are now reactivated because of your alignment. You wrote your name. You placed it under your pillow. You stood still at the threshold. You sealed your home. Heaven took note. And now the trade has begun. Tonight, perform a small but powerful prophetic act. Write down what you lost. A name. A season. A sense of peace. A financial opportunity. A relationship. Then, safely and symbolically, burn that paper. Not in bitterness, but in exchange. As the smoke rises, speak this out loud: I receive the divine exchange. What was taken comes back multiplied. I trust the courts of heaven. This is not superstition. This is a faith-fueled ritual that places a final period at the end of the sentence of sorrow. And as you close your eyes tonight, Whisper this one sentence: I receive the exchange. Heaven has spoken. My name is restored. This is why you've been restless. This is why you've been awake at odd hours. Your spirit sensed what your mind could not explain. Heaven was moving while you were waiting. Type I receive the exchange in the comments if you believe it is happening even now. Blessing code 6262 has now been released over your household agreements. Justice is not a concept. It is not a theory. In the realm of heaven, justice is a force. It is not delayed. It is not denied. It is divinely orchestrated to move on behalf of those who stood still while storms rage. And now, Michael speaks again with the finality of thunder. Justice has already been set in motion on your behalf. You may not have seen it yet, but the process has begun. This is not about revenge. This is about righteous reversal. Every word spoken against you in secret, every act of betrayal in your own household, every door that was slammed without cause, every spiritual theft you endured without raising your voice, heaven recorded it all. And now, the balance is shifting. This is not the justice of man. This is not legal paperwork or public apologies. This is spiritual correction. This is heaven saying, enough. What was meant to break you will now build you. What was designed to isolate you will now elevate you. What will you to win you will now win us for you. Michael declares, what the enemy tried to use as a tomb, I have now turned into a table. The reversal is not symbolic. It is structural. Things in your life are literally going to rearrange. Reversals are coming in the form of financial recovery, reputational restoration, unexpected favor, healed family dynamics, and clarity where confusion once ruled. You're about to witness something unusual, barren branches beginning to bear fruit overnight. Places in your life that were mocked for being lifeless are about to bloom with visible evidence that God has vindicated you. That's not wishful thinking. That's not emotional comfort. It's the law of divine reversal at work. What the enemy planted as shame is being uprooted and replaced with glory. The pain you carried was real, but now it becomes your platform. You did not cry in vain. You did not keep silent for no reason. Your silence was not weakness. It was intercession. While others spoke carelessly, you stood in restraint. Heaven saw, and heaven rewards. Michael is not only a warrior, he is a witness. He stands now in the courts of heaven, testifying that you did not fold, that you resisted retaliation, that you remained faithful even in emotional famine. And because of that, the reversal has been activated. The one who lied may never confess, but the lie will lose its power. The one who walked away may never return, but their absence will no longer hinder your peace. What was taken will come back in new form, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Now hear this: justice is not always immediate, but it is always inevitable. And the season you are entering will be marked by visible signs that heaven has ruled in your favor. You will walk into rooms and feel the atmosphere bend in your direction. You will speak and feel walls fall. You will testify, and people will say, only God could have done this. You are not being rescued from chaos. You are being launched through it. Michael speaks once more, loud and sure. The shame has been reversed. The delay has been reversed. The weight has been reversed. Your name carries favor again. And what was meant to crush you now serves you. For the next 7 mornings, speak this aloud. I receive divine reversal. Justice is working on my behalf. I carry evidence of God's decision. You are not under judgment. You are under release. You are not under suspicion. You are under restoration. Type "justice is mine" in the comments if you know this word is sealing something in your life. Blessing code 9990 is now restoring what was lost. With interest. This is the final word. This is the seal. This is the breath before dawn breaks. You have not just heard a message. You have stepped into a moment that was chosen for you before you even knew to look for it. The shaking in your house, the strange signals, the midnight nudges, they were never accidents. They were announcements. Heaven was clearing the air, removing the false, breaking the delay, and positioning you for reversal. This night is a hinge. Everything turns on it. And now that you've listened, obeyed, and stood still when silence was your greatest weapon, heaven is responding. The sword of Michael is no longer in motion. It stands now as a banner, a mark of protection over your threshold. Your obedience has shifted the outcome. Your stillness has summoned divine acceleration. And your willingness to believe has brought you under the shadow of God's active glory. Let this declaration be spoken over your house, over your family, over every closed door you've ever wept in front of. By Michael's command. You are sealed. You are safe. You are claimed. Speak this prayer aloud now. Let your voice agree with what heaven is already recording. Archangel Michael, stand guard. Return what was taken. Seal my house with peace. Let your sword defend and your trumpet declare victory. I receive the reversal. I welcome the justice. I embrace the unlocking. And I walk now in the favor that was delayed but never denied. The season of fog has ended. The season of clarity has begun. Be still. Watch. Obey. And when the sign comes, and it will come, step forward boldly. Your next act must match the word you've just received. You are sealed, you are seen, you are sent. Now rise. Keep record of tonight's sign. Don't dismiss it. Write it down. Tell one trusted person. This is your evidence. This is your confirmation. And this is your testimony in the making. And now, let Michael speak over you one final time. Go in peace. Stand firm. Heaven moves for you. Type "I am claimed" in the comments if this blessing is yours. Blessing code 0007 has now completed the covering over your life. If this message spoke to your exact moment in time, it wasn't chance. It was divine appointment. Every time you sow into this prophetic ministry, through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you help us take these words of fire into homes that are desperate for light. This isn't just content. This is a spiritual assignment. And your giving becomes a weapon of restoration for others. When you give, you help open eyes, break cycles, and spread God's voice into corners of the world where silence has ruled too long. As God said in Malachi, "Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse and see if I will not throw open the windows of heaven." He means it for you. Right now. And I believe this. Those who give into this moment will experience a financial and spiritual shift within 14 days. To the ones who sow, I speak prophetically. Your obedience will not return empty. Heaven will repay. Go now. Give with faith, not delay. Destiny is waiting, and you are a part of this outpouring.